Greetings, free thinkers. Welcome to the Hoggcast. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing okay. I certainly am, I suppose. But it's just ridiculous, isn't it? What have we got for you on today's episode? We haven't got a clip to watch. We've got an article to read now. I know that I don't normally do articles. I leave that to Tim Pool and the like. But this is so weird. And it shows you we're living in an idiocracy of biblical proportions. So a Canadian woman has allegedly been diagnosed with climate change. I could finish the video there, couldn't I? I mean, I don't need to continue. That's how stupid it is. Okay, so let's get into this. I'll read it and we will try and make sense of the world we find ourselves in. I warned a long time ago that and I've said this before on this channel, when these woke left millennials leave university, they are going to find their way invariably into the workforce, and they're going to bring their idiocracy with them. They're going to bring their nonsensical rubbish with them. These are the people who think you can have a male vagina and a female penis. These are the people, right? These are the people we're getting dictated to. Now, quick disclaimer, I'm not saying that climate change doesn't happen. I know it does happen. Why do I know that? Because climate change is natural. It happens. It happens over the span of aeons. Do I believe that humans are contributing to it to a certain extent? Yes. Do I believe that it's been over-egged by people who want power? Absolutely. So those are the disclaimers I want to get out of the way, okay? In case people say, oh, you know, he's this, he's that. I just want to get that out of the way. Anyway, look, let's read this article. If you haven't yet, though, please like the video, subscribe to the Hoggcast, hit the notification bell, and share the video around if you find this video informative. I am shadow banned and deboosted because we are the underdogs. We are conservative commentators. And I also have a membership scheme. I have 8 amazing members who are either a part of the Coffee Club or the Gold Club who support the Hoggcast financially, and that helps us produce videos, and I'm humbled that each and every one of you do that. Anyway, let's go. Title: Canadian woman becomes world's first patient to be diagnosed with climate change. We're all suffering due to climate change, are we? But this Canadian woman became the world's first patient to be diagnosed with climate change. Whichever doctor diagnosed her with this, don't come anywhere near me. I'm guessing that's him there. It says it all, doesn't it? The Canadian woman who is facing breathing problems is possibly the world's first patient to suffer from the direct effects of climate change. She probably smokes 50 cigarettes a day. You don't know, do you? According to the doctors, the poor air quality and heat waves... This is in Canada. The big, wide, open far north. As in frozen tundra. Right? According to the doctors, the poor air quality and heat waves are responsible for her condition. Who are these doctors? This guy here? Yeah, disregard anything he says. The 70-year-old... 70 years old. Probably smoked her entire life. Probably obese. If this happens to an 11-year-old, then come and tell me. The 70-something-year-old, she's probably 79, was diagnosed after the heat wave by Dr. Kyle Merrit, who I'm guessing is this guy here. All of her health problems have worsened and she's really struggling to stay hydrated. We had to figure out how to call someone in the emergency department. You don't know how to keep people cool. Does your surgery or hospital not have air conditioning? I'm pretty sure it does. So, her health problems worsen. This is a woman who's in her 70s, likely 78, 79. People were running out to the dollar store to buy spray bottles, said the head of the emergency department. If your department does not have air conditioning, there's something wrong with you. Canada saw a historic heat wave in June. This happens. Do you know in the 1800s there was a very well-known, very short, quote-unquote ice age? No one knows why it happened. No one knows where it came from. But no matter how bad the weather gets these days, the Thames never freezes over. But during this mini ice age in the 1800s, it sounds strange calling it an ice age. It essentially was, but the River Thames would freeze over, and there would be frost until April. And in the medieval times, long before the Industrial Revolution, in the medieval times, it was a well-known, and lasted hundreds of years, a well-known warming period. It was very warm. Okay? When the Viking, I think he was called Redbeard, Eric Redbeard, it's Eric something, he was the one who discovered Greenland. That was during the medieval warming period. So Greenland at the time, around the outsides, there was little coves that were habitable, and they settled them. What caused that heat wave? Centuries long, quote unquote, heat wave. Couldn't have been humans. Go on, blame it on the cows farting. So this is British Columbia. The westernmost region of the nation saw record-breaking temperatures earlier this year. According to experts, it led to over 500 deaths. Yeah, the experts. Yeah, we know about the experts. And these 500 deaths would all be people who are roughly the same age as this woman. Because this might shock some millennials who think life goes on forever, but when you reach the age of 80, your life and your health starts to take a sharp decline. And that's only natural. There's nothing you can do about it. So we've also got them saying here about the wildfires. We know that, look, wildfires do happen, but we know that some of those were set. I've seen the photos of people with Antifa flags and barrels of gasoline. I saw the footage of that guy, the rancher in the United States, who caught someone on his property setting fires. If you need to hoax, it's like with the hate crimes, the hoaxes. If you need to hoax all of this, how sad must your life be that you are so desperate for your version of reality to be reality that you will hoax something and then convince yourself it actually happened? These are the people that govern us. Absolute ideologues that there's no talking to them. Like with the hate hoaxes, if you are someone who hoaxes a hate crime, we can't talk. There's no... I can't understand you. I can't empathise with you because it's alien to me. We're in the emergency department. We look after everyone, from the most privileged to the most vulnerable. Can you see that the have and have not, the privileged, the oppressed and the oppressor language is in everything? This doctor doesn't need to say this. From the most privileged to the most vulnerable. From cradle to grave, we see everybody. And it's hard to see people, especially the most vulnerable people in our society, being affected. It's frustrating. This guy should be stripped. This guy should be stripped. I'm guessing this is Dr. Merrit. He should be... with the legal system, it's the bar, isn't it? I think it is the Hippocratic Oath. It's something like with medical people. They swear to uphold something. He should be stripped of it. Any doctor who diagnoses somebody with climate change needs to be struck off the medical register immediately. Immediately. What do you say? Diagnosed with climate change. Woman suffers from climate change. Stupidity beyond belief. I just had to show you this. Sorry I haven't made a video for a while. People, I've been quite busy. I've got a lot of stuff to do. And I just saw this and I had to... It's just blew my mind that... You know that it's that phenomenon where every day things... You think you've seen the left play their trump card. Excuse the pun, don't want to trigger them. But then the next day you wake up and they do something else. And it's like, who are these people? It reaches a point where it's just... even though you're speaking the same language, you can't understand each other because you're so far apart that there's no reaching each other. And if one person has stayed still, then that means that it must be you that's moved further and further and further away from reality. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.